What's up, everything Browns Nation? 7 o'clock on a Thursday, right after Merry Christmas. Happy holidays a day after. Hopefully your Christmas was well. Hopefully you spent time with family, ate good, got some gifts that you liked. And the ones that you didn't like, you can just give them back next year. You can re-gift them if you didn't get that receipt. But hopefully that didn't happen and you're all doing well. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from, what device you're watching on. And I was warned by George on YouTube, I better not hit that dog check sounder. So I will make sure I don't hit that today. So that's what you're going to get. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments and where you're watching from. I don't know if we're going to have fun today. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if we're going to have fun. It's the last show of the week. Regular season. I don't know. George is in Georgia. Chambling, Georgia, iPhone 11. Nothing much, my friend. Clyde says, what's going on? To me and George, if you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, share to all your friends, and if you're on Facebook, let me know how you're feeling by the emoji, happy, sad, whatever the case may be. I had to pause to reflect on that Ravens game for a second, because I didn't know exactly what I was going to say or how I was going to feel, but I wasn't shocked. I don't know if you were. Was I mad? Decisions, maybe. But the outcome, could you really be shocked at the outcome of that game? Not really. Deep down inside, if you thought about it, you kind of knew what was going to happen. But just the way that it unraveled, it kind of made you disturbed because it was just how the season rolled all year long. 31-15. It's kind of like in the snap of the fingers, the game was over. Ben is in Girard, Pennsylvania on the iPhone. Can I shout out, says Shan. There's your shout out. Sam says if we can get rid of Freddie, we will be stuck. If we get rid of Freddie, we'll be stuck in the same cycle we've always been in when a coach doesn't win a Super Bowl in the first year and then they are canned. Been a Browns fan forever since I was young. This team has talent. The fan base or the front office can't give up on Go Browns. Ben says I want a winning season and playoffs next year. We're going to talk about good old Freddie Kitchens. He got an endorsement. I won't say from an unlikely source. It's from a source I didn't see coming. A ringing endorsement of that. I don't know if I agree with the endorsement. I think fans are kind of 50-50 on Freddie. I've been on here weeks and weeks. I think he should be gone. It's not for the fact that we have a losing record. That has nothing to do with it. But I will explain myself later in this show why I think he will be gone. And it's just for a sequence that happened in this football game that just buffers my point. It's the same old. And then we get the same old excuses that I just don't understand. If I could go back, I would do it a little differently. Well, how about you do it differently? Because you do the same thing. We're up 6-0, I believe, or it was 7-6, one or the other. Pass when we have a shot to just run the ball, go into halftime. Or you could be aggressive on first down. You can see we're going nowhere and then bleed the clock out. But nope, that's not what we do here. We pass, go nowhere, and in a blink of an eye, Baltimore takes the ball, touchdown. I believe it was 14-6 in the snap of a finger. And that pretty much was the ball game. And then we go and, if I could change my mind, I'd do it differently. I'm sick of hearing the same old excuse week after week. How about you do it right the first time because you've done this numerous times. It's not the record with me. It's the repeat of the same freaking thing over and over. Now, of course, I'd want a good winning record. Now, I'm not the end-all be-all. This is just how I feel. It's just me. But I don't think he's going anywhere, to be honest with you. I think we're going to have him, so the people that want him, you're going to get what you want. He's going to be here next year. I don't think he's going anywhere. That's just what I think. From what I'm reading and what the feel of it is, I think he's going to be here next year. That's just what I think. And boy, I hope I am wrong. Shout out to my guy John, that he just subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Keith says draft. Ben says, where do you think we'll draft? Right now we're 15th is what I read. So if it ended today, we would draft 15th. Who does that get? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I'm not Mel Kiper. Couldn't tell you who it is. Hopefully we draft a lineman. I don't want to see one skill position picked no time soon in that draft. I want linemen, cough, cough, drink a drink, another lineman, defensive. I don't care. I don't want to see any skill position because we have enough of that, in my opinion. We need to protect Baker, but we can get into that later on. But right now, I heard we are the 15th pick. John says, as for Cleveland, they need smarter coaches. Should have stayed at the OC, Freddie Kitchens. And we can say that now. But it's too late. George says Freddie has no control over this team. I agree with that. Cheryl says, hey, love your shirt. Yeah, Browns suck. As always, shake my head. And George says, I guess Browns will be back to wearing paper bags over their head. I just don't think he's going anywhere. I just have that feeling. I hope I'm wrong. Thanks for the shout out on the shirt. New gear. You know, you got to bring in the new gear after Christmas. You got to look a little different at least. At least if we lose, at least I can wear new gear on the show. It is what it is. I just don't think he's going anywhere. But that loss, we were hanging in tight. And then the bad play calling, the bad decision making, flip it around. Lamar Jackson just throws to his tight end right down the middle. I called the play. I said he's going to his favorite target, Mark Andrews. It's going to happen. Stick him. It didn't matter. Now, listen, he shrugged off the blitz on the second one. I had to give the man some credit, but still, somebody stick Andrews. That's who he's going to. That's who he loves, and it didn't matter. And then it was a wrap from there. They were rolling. End of the story. I knew we were going to lose, but I still have hope going into the game. Maybe there's something I didn't see, maybe all along. No. Disappointing. Beat down at home. End of the story. Keith says correct. No skill position. Yes, line. John says head coach will be questionable. Katie says I'm over the same mistakes. Poor coaching. Period. I don't know what to give you. I can't do the dog bark. I don't know. You're just going to get the laugh. You're going to get the laugh. Can't say feeling dangerous. Can't get that one either. That's just what you're going to get. You're going to get the laugh. I think Robert said the problem with having an OC become coach is never want to give up the position. Hire a DC as head coach. Boy, oh boy, Freddie. If you would just throw your pride away, maybe we would be okay. Yes, that rhymed, and I didn't mean for it. Freddie's pride is part of the problem. That's part of the problem and what's going on with good old Freddie Kitchens. And I was going to touch on it later, but since we're talking about Freddie, I don't know if you guys know this or if you read this, and you can see it's number 6, but what it been? Ben said Chubb, Odell, and Jarvis need a big game this week. I'm losing 156 to 129 in my fantasy championship. Well, Chubb may get it for you. Jarvis Landry has been playing with a fractured vertebrae all year long. That just came out. Odell, we already know he has the sports hernia. So, I mean, listen, why are we got all these injuries? But that's here nor there. George says, if the Browns lose to the Bengals this weekend, I say fire Freddie with the quickness. Don't even let him back on the property. So let me just throw this out there for people who don't want Freddie. It's just a hypothetical question. So do you lightweight just want the Browns to lose if you want Freddie out that bad? Or do you say, no, I hate the Bengals if that means keeping Freddie Kitchens, beat the Bengals down? Or do you go, well, maybe deep down inside, I won't say it out loud, I might just say go ahead and give this game away so Freddie leaves. I'm just throwing it out there. You don't have to say it out loud if you don't want to. You can think it. You can type it in your phone and just keep it to yourself. That's just a hypothetical question if you want Freddie Kitchens gone that bad. Curtis says, we're going to be fine. Everyone needs to relax. I don't care who calls the plays. Stop abandoning the run. Well, you should care who calls the plays, my good friend Curtis. Thanks for commenting. Because Freddie Kitchens sometimes gets allergic to keep feeding Nick Chubb. He just loves to, you know what, spread them out 5 wide. Because I feel like it. Sometimes he just, I don't know why though. That's something I don't understand. Even though Chubb is leading in rushing, that's a testament to Nick Chubb, but we see it. Just for no reason. Pass, pass, pass. Nick Chubb will have 3 carries in the first half. Why? I don't know. And I think that's part of the reason is the play calling. So I think it does matter, but that's just me. What do I know? Not a lot, evidently, because Freddie Kitchens is still the coach. Clyde says, I hate the L, but we have to lose for the greater good. Hey, man, I'm just saying. Ben says, I want Freddie fired. Katie says, I hate the constant changes, but something has to change. And my guy, Chris, says, what's up, Corey? What is up, Chris? Thank everybody for tuning in. I know it's the holidays. And, hey, I understand. Like, dude, what are you doing? Shut up. It's Christmas time. We don't feel like hearing you. And, but I appreciate it if you just stop in for 10 seconds. 15 minutes or the whole show. I appreciate you guys. But talking about Freddie Kitchens, I'm going to slide on down here. I had it a little later, and I know it's a repetitive thing on this show, but it's important. Our defensive coordinator, Steve Wilks, and I'm going to, in quote, I'm going to verbatim read what he said. It takes time to build a culture, to implement your system and get guys on the same page. Sometimes the business is what it is, but without a doubt, I think Freddie is definitely the guy for this job. End quote. That is from our defensive coordinator, Steve Wilks. And he's a guy that knows about only getting a chance for 1 year. Because he was a one and done guy at Arizona. He was given Josh Rosen. They gave him the boot because they wanted Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. So he knows how it feels to be a one and done. So how do you feel about that quote from Steve Wilks? Without a shadow of a doubt. He said without a doubt. He's not even doubting it. That Freddie is the guy for the job. How do you feel about that quote? Now, he knows more football than me, and I'm not going to doubt that. He knows more in his sleep than what I know watching YouTube videos and on my couch. So I am not going to doubt anything about that man's football knowledge. But boy, that's a tough pill for me to swallow. It really is. How do you feel about that quote? I'm going to tell you right now. I think he's wrong. Now, who am I? Listen, I don't know anything, but I think he's wrong. I don't think he's seeing what I see. But what do you see? You don't know anything. You're not in the meeting rooms. You don't watch the film. You're right. But boy, I've seen some bad play calls, and I've seen some bad life decisions. Life, okay? It's the Steelers shirt for one. Hello. That's all I'm saying. That right there. But Corey, it's just the shirt. It's the principle. You're supposed to be the leader of this team. And you're doing stuff like that. That's right there. You're doing the same mistakes. Without a shadow of a doubt, you could at least said, "Hey, I think he's the guy," or But without a doubt, there should be some doubt. I mean, come on. But that's just me. Eric says our problem has been to get rid of coaches, no system. Kurt says first year head coach, let the stuff play out. Give the man a few years. A few years? I will pass out. I will lose my trachea. A few years. Now listen, I understand. Hey, life is full of chances. But this roster is not constructed for a few years. Now, if we had the same roster as last year with Perriman and Callaway and just Nick Chubb and we'll bring in a couple more journeyman guys, then okay. But Dorsey did this to himself. He didn't bring in a roster with a full years. Every time we lose, we are national headline punching bags. We cannot endure this for a few more years. At least I can, but maybe you can. Maybe you have the patience of a saint. Maybe you can, but I can't endure a few more years of this. I can't. The disappointment week after week. Maybe he'll improve in 2 years. Maybe you know something I don't know, but I can endure being the punching bag of headline after headline after headline. Not one more year, whew. But a few, I don't know. Mark says Freddie gotta go. Mark says Wilkes trying to save his job. Robert says Steve is going to say that because if Freddie goes, he goes. I didn't think about that. That is a good point. That is a very good point because usually if the head coach is gone, so is his staff. Touche. Chris says the right guy doesn't pass with 107 left to give the ball back to the other team. And Mark says too much talent to go 6 and 9. Let me head over to YouTube to see what my YouTube family is saying. Click on the mouse. George says Urban Myers, and George said he's the biggest brown noser in the league. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Let me know where you're watching at if you haven't already. Poon Gent. What a name on YouTube. Hopefully I said it right. Poon Gent. Freddie gotta go. I like the name. Poon Gent. Yes. And Matt said, how about give the play calling to your OC? That was mistake number 1. We are going to go 4-6 in the division. That doesn't suck. He needs to come back. See, we're 50-50 on the comeback thing. Hey, like I said, I could be totally wrong. I am an emotional person. I've said it from day one. It's not about the record. It's about that right there. He will not give up play calling. He just won't do it. His pride is getting in the way. It just came out today. But I'm gonna get to this comment before I bring this up. It was a long one. I tried to get it out. All of them. I tried my best. Curtis says it's easy to sit on the outside and say who is or isn't the right fit for the team. Whole system is flawed at this point. What do you mean it's not set up for the few years? Every time we lose, all Browns fans do exactly what you're doing now, bashing the team, and when we win, it all is right with the world. You're a fan for better or worse. Not actually, but I see what you're saying. I don't know if you've watched the show the whole year, but when we beat Baltimore, I did not come on here and go, we are back. No, I didn't. I said, very great game, but it's just one game. Let's not get too excited. But we are fans for better or worse. But like I said, it's not about the record when it comes to Freddie Kitchens. But let's roll it back and say we are at the same spot next year. Then what? What do we say then? Give him one more year? And then the same spot. I took up for Hugh Jackson when he was 1-20 something. Well, let's just keep rolling it out. I took up for Hugh Jackson and he won one game. I just didn't have a platform back at the time. I took up for Hugh. And Hugh was worse than Freddie. Worse than Freddie. He was bad. And that took up for Hugh Jackson. Everybody hated Hugh Jackson. They wanted him gone faster than any metaphor you can think. But everybody has their opinion about Freddie Kitchens. But I don't think he's going anywhere. And the reason why, because I don't think Dorsey is going to fire his first coach after 1 year. I don't see it happening. Because that's an ego buster right there. Class says, you're not wrong, Corey. You were calling the plays from the couch. If you can call them, what do you think the opposing coaches are going to do? That's all I'm saying. If I can see it, they see it. Rick says, when we beat the Jets, you would have thought we lost. But yeah, that game was pretty sad. That wasn't a win you was very excited about. I remember that game. Kurt says, when we beat Baltimore, I have been a Browns fan since 1958, and Freddie is not the coach for this team, says Robert. Kurt says, did you ask for Freddie's job? No, I did not ask for Freddie's job. I should, though. I wonder if they would accept me. No, I don't think they would. But hey, it wouldn't hurt if I should ask for Freddie's job. We all should. It doesn't hurt. You only get one shot in life. Just shoot your application and see what you can get. And he says, Baker would fit perfectly with Lincoln play calling. I don't think Lincoln's leaving Oakland, but you never know. Chris says, it will be the same next year. The guys don't respect him as a coach. He has no control. Maybe he does. Maybe they don't. I read that one already. So we will see. But Freddie is not giving up play calling. That's what I also wanted to bring up. They asked him about the Cincinnati game and Todd Monken calling the plays. He said he hasn't even thought about it because he doesn't feel comfortable with Todd calling the plays. He just feels better with him calling them. I don't see, it's the last game. What could it hurt? But maybe I'm reading it all wrong. What could it hurt with Todd just calling a Cincinnati game to see how it works? Maybe roll that out next year. What's wrong with the OC calling it the last game of the year? Could that hurt anything? Let me know. Is there anything wrong with Todd Monken calling the last game, the plays? Roll it out. But that's not going to happen. For the foreseeable future, unless they talk about it in the offseason, Dorsey, Kitchens, and Todd. But he said it's not going to happen. Blaine says Freddie I didn't say all that. He said, Blaine said Freddie sucks at life. Robert says if Freddie feels that way, why pay another salary? Curtis says if no, then what are we talking about? I'm lost on that one. I think Curtis, listen, if you love Freddie, you love Freddie. I'm not going to go back and forth with that. If you love Freddie, then you love him, you like him. That's good. That's your opinion. I don't think he should be the coach next year, but I think he will. There's people on the other side of the spectrum. We can go back and forth about it, but I think he's going to be back next year. Eddie says, how long does Cleveland give Baker Mayfield? I think they're going to give Baker. I think he's going to be here a while. Everybody that's jumping off the Baker train, I don't understand that one. But I think he'll be here for a while to answer your question, Eddie. Matt says, yeah, if Todd makes the calls on the last game, it goes perfect, Freddie is gone. Well, I just want to see how the offense would look with Todd calling the plays. I read something in Tampa Bay last year when he called the plays. The first game, Fitzpatrick passed for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. The first game he took over for Dirk Cotter, however you say his name. The first game he took over. Now you could just say Fitzpatrick played a good game, but that's not a coincidence. Fitzpatrick lit it up the first time he called plays. Give him a shot. Blaine says, my thing is we are the only team that allows the head coach. No, we're not the only team. There's a lot of teams that let the head coach to call the plays. You got San Francisco, you got the Saints, you got the Rams, you got Kansas City. There's a lot of teams let the head coach call the plays. We're not the only one. I won't go that far. And they're good at it. You got New Orleans, Sean Payton, who is a wizard at calling the plays. So we're not the only team that has the head coach to call the plays. There's a lot of teams that do it, and they're very good at it. Chris, I don't love Freddie. I love the Browns. I love the Browns too. We're just on opposite sides of the spectrum, and that is fine. And sometimes you're going to be that way. Rick says that would hurt us is we look like. What could hurt us if we look lights out and Freddie would have to eat crow? Yeah, that would. That's a good point, Rick. And Poon Gent said Todd might show him up. That's a good point as well. Touche on that one. You guys are correct. And he might know that too and be like, no. Not happening. Robert says, I said it before. They fired Marty freaking Schottenheimer because he wouldn't give up play calling. Good point. Good point, but no. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. Blaine says we need Urban. I don't think Urban's going to coach in the NFL. I could be wrong. I don't see it happening. I don't see Urban coming out of retirement to coach in the NFL. But like I said, who knows? But I don't see Urban coming to the NFL to coach football. I don't see it. But they say money talks, so how much are you willing to offer? But we were talking about Baker. I want to appreciate everybody for watching, giving their opinions and their comments. I love it all. Let's have some fun. Love Freddie, hate Freddie, like Freddie. Let's get it. And another live wire that we have, and the fans, my goodness. They gave this man some boos. They booed this man at home. You can say they were booing the whole team, but I seen this guy flick off Baker Mayfield. I seen it with my own two eyes. They booed this man. Now we're to the point where we're booing Baker Mayfield. Last year there were shrines. They wanted the billboard where LeBron used to be at to be Baker Mayfield. Now we're to the point where we're booing Baker Mayfield. Is this where we have gotten? Is this what we're doing here now in Cleveland? Is booing Baker Mayfield? Now, it could have been directed at the team, but I seen this man flick him off. Now, I know Baker waved his hand. He's emotional. But is that where we're at now? Is booing Baker Mayfield? Curtis says, I agree. Urban isn't a good fit. I don't think Urban's a good fit for the NFL, not just Cleveland. I just don't think it. But I could be totally wrong. He may be able, but as soon as these NFL dudes look at Urban be like, what? All right. But I could be wrong though. What do I know? I don't know, but I just don't see it. I don't think he's a good fit, especially with our roster. Nah, I don't see that at all. Blaine said he's too busy with his wife doing commercials. Katie says our fans are just fed up. I don't agree with the Fairweather fans, but we're booing Baker now. Just last year, he was the saint, the man, and now we're just booing? Like, after 1 year, one unexpected, I can't say unexpected, 1 year where it didn't go what we thought. We thought he was just going to light it up, lights out. He had a sophomore slump, and now this is what he gets? Come on. Let's not boo him. We can be, I get emotional when trust me, I'm not going to boo the man. Not yet. Not yet. He has to do something drastic for me to boo him. But come on. But did you boo Baker? Be honest. Did you boo him? Were you booing too? Be honest. Did you do this? I just want to know. Be honest in the chat. Did you boo? I didn't. I thought that was a little much. I thought it was a little much. I thought he's been humbled a lot this year. This year may be the most beneficial year for Baker Mayfield when we go back to look at his career in hindsight. Right now, it sucks for us fans that love Cleveland, but this may be the best year and beneficial year of his career when we look back and turn it all around. This could be it. When he goes back and says, okay, everybody wants to count me out. Still fighting with Colin Cowherd. At this point, I'm like, man, just leave it alone. He won this year. Let it go. Rick says, I know I can't be a head coach, but I also know I'm not calling a run play on 4th and 9. Touche. I didn't see that one. That's a good one. George says, anyone have connection with the U-Haul? I might need help moving Freddie out. Jane says, fire Kitchen if we lose on Sunday. Rick says, Baker will be fine. Cheryl says, I seen Urban is leaving his options open, so you never know where he maybe end up. James says, what do you think about that? Baker is still the man. I think Baker will be fine. Like I said, humble pie is the best pie you can have in life. Humbled, 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 humbled. It's the best. He admitted it in the Aaron Andrews interview. He said, I got Baker, I got Jarvis. I thought, hey, we'll be good. Got a little humbled there. People line up to beat him down. They don't like him. And I think he'll come back better next year than what he is now. That's what I believe. I am not ready to jump off the Baker ship. Cleveland's not jumping off the Baker ship. They're not going to trade Baker Mayfield. I've seen that in forums and people on Twitter. I'm done. Trade him. Now that's where I draw the line. Now I can get on here and say I'm done with Freddie Kitchens, fire him, and I could be wrong. And I will come on here if he's back next year and he is coaching circles around people. I will say I'm trash. I suck. I will hit this right here. I will boo myself. This is what I do. But to get rid of the Baker stuff to me is a little bit too far. It's because we are instant gratification. But that's just me. Kay said I almost threw my floor lamp at my TV last game. Curtis said, oh, hold on. I may have missed something. Baker just needs more time. He's young. He's better rolling out of the pocket. He's not a pocket passer. Katie says, no, I don't boo him. I just cuss a lot. And Curtis says, hell no. Jamie boos Baker. Oh, come on, Jamie. If you're, I want to know now. Hey, you can do what you want, but if you're booing Baker, first of all, are you a Browns fan? Some people come in here and not Browns fans. Second of all, if you're booing him, who do you want? Do you just want the backup to be the quarterback? I need to know. Chris says, can people stop comparing Baker to Favre and Manning? The difference is they have stability with the right coaches in place. And Chris says, bring back Bob the Walrus Wiley. Who's comparing them to Peyton Manning? I'm just curious. Who would compare him to Peyton Manning? I'm just curious about that. Like, why? George says Freddie just needs to man up and leave, and I believe there's ice cubes in hell. I don't think he's going to man up and leave, but I do think he will be here next year. But I don't think that they should have booed Baker in the last home game, and I don't think should have been flicking him off either. But you can do what you want when you buy a seat. So who am I to say anything? If you buy a ticket and you're sitting in the cold, you can flip the bird, you can throw your hat, you can jump, you can go over the security rail and run on the field. You might get tackled, but you can do what you want. You can let out your black cat. You can do what you want when you pay a ticket. But I just don't think booing the franchise quarterback in the last home game was the thing to do. But it is what it is. But humble pie, I think, is the best thing for Baker Mayfield. I really do. This will be the best thing for him. There will be no commercials in the offseason. Zero, except for maybe the Heisman one because he might be in the contract for it. I don't know how that works, so don't quote me on that. But anything extra than the Heisman ones, I don't think there will be any more besides those. Jamie says, I want Baker to stop talking and just play. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't think he's going to stop talking now. I think that's just what he can't stop himself. Like the Twitter, he just can't. He can't help it. So I don't know if that will happen, but I can see your sentiments there. Chris says everyone compares the first couple of years. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Those numbers they post up. Well, Peyton had, yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay. Of the first few years and accept him to get on that level. Sam said he needs a backup, someone to push him to compete. Like Tyrod last year. I can see that too. I can see that too. All right. Halfway through the show, just about. And in case you didn't know, I wanted to get this out there too. It's official now. Official. How do you feel about it? Now, we all knew it was going to happen. And Robert says before I get to this, we have a lot more problems than Paul Baker with all the problems this team has. How can you blame Baker? No line, he was asking Paul that. No line, no coach, no defense. We've officially been eliminated from the playoffs. Now, there is no chance. We had like a 0.8% chance. And actually, everything lined up last week for us to still be in contention except beating the Ravens. We just didn't do our part. We didn't beat the Ravens. So we are actually now out of the playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
But that's how I felt about the situation. Really? That's what we're talking about. That's how I felt the whole time that we're bringing up those percentages. I had to get in my inner Jim Mora when they were talking about that. I didn't believe when the 0.8%. I just wanted to win football games at this point and get better. I had to get my inner Jim Mora
Playoffs? On. Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
Stop it.
Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
I just wanted to win a game. That's all I wanted to do. So we are officially out when the Ravens put us in the dirt. Ray says Baker could talk all he wants. Just make it about football and focus. And George says, don't forget the Browns need to be running their chops with all the hype. I think the Browns hype themselves too much. And you know what else happened that I was absolutely wrong on? And I will blame myself for part of the Browns' downfall. So I will boo myself. Let me find it. Let me go back. Part of this is my fault too. I will take blame. Boo to me. Part of this is my fault too. That darn Sports Illustrated cover, the Sports Illustrated jinx that I said on these airwaves didn't matter. I said embrace it. Embrace that cover. Out my own mouth. I said, why is everybody worried about that? We should be happy we're on the cover. We're back. We are here. We should embrace this coverage. Oh, shut up, Corey. That was the stupidest take you could have said. Boo to you. You are trash. Boo me for that one. I don't never want a freaking Sports Illustrated cover. If they go to the Browns and say, dude, no, you deny it. You don't take it. You tell them camera people to leave Cleveland, Ohio instantly. You go to Pittsburgh. No matter of fact, go to Baltimore and put one of their people on the Madden cover. That's right, I said it. I don't care anymore because I want to jinx them completely. Put them on every cover you can find. Because now I believe it for sure. That is on me. I will take it because I said don't even worry about it and I was wrong. That was part of the hype and I will own it. That was on me. I apologize. I will take my percentage of the pie and own it. Own my stupidity. Own it. And George said there will always be Indians baseball. I really don't follow Indians baseball like that, but I heard they're trading everybody. You can tell me if that's true or not, but it is what it is. So that's partly on me. I will own that. No more Sports Illustrated. No more hype. No more. And Robert says the media hyped the Browns, not the players. And I'm part of that media. The small part that I am. The 0.0000001%. My bad. No more Sports Illustrated. We're gone for the playoffs. It is what it is. Curtis says, so now we're blaming Sports Illustrated the fact that we aren't good as we thought we were, period. We sure ain't. And I'm blaming Sports Illustrated too because people warned me and I didn't listen. They said, hey man, that ain't a good look. And I said, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm about to say we suck. We suck. I said it. But let's get to somebody that doesn't suck. All this negativity, let's get to the bright light of this team. And if you watched this show all year, you know where I'm going. The one guy, the one steady person who's been a bright light to this team, this show, Cleveland, Ohio, our guy, Nick freaking Chubb. The one thing that we can hang our hat on, and he has a chance to win the rushing title, and he said he doesn't even care. He would trade it in for team success, and some people probably don't care either. Who cares? Our season's over. But that's one thing, and the reason why I care about this so much is because last year, he had a chance to run for 1,000 yards as a rookie. He had 1,000 yards. Didn't start the beginning of the year because he was behind Carlos Hyde. Had the 1,000, then lost 4 yards, never got his 4 yards back. Now let's go to the present this year. He can be the leading rusher of the NFL. And before the year started, I don't think one person outside of his family picked Nick Chubb to be the leading rusher of the NFL. There probably was Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, insert a popular running back, but nobody picked Nick freaking Chubb. Our best player all year, hands down, Nick freaking Chubb. And Rick said, sorry, I gotta run. My big dog is Nick freaking Chubb. He must have knew that's where I was going. And George said, I am correct. They are cleaning house. No reason to apologize. Have a good evening, Rick, and a good holiday. Chris said, if Freddie gives him the ball, it's called accountability, says Curtis. Robert said, it seems like there are only 5 or 6 guys who want team success and not individual success. Curtis said he's going to be the leading rusher in the NFL. And that's something I can hang my hat on. I know it's not a lot, but I love Nick Chubb. And I don't care to say I love another grown man. I love Nick freaking Chubb. I forget what his middle name is. A commenter told me what it was, but I'm naming him freaking Nick freaking Chubb. Will win. I'm going to call, who called it? Curtis said it. I'm going to say it too. He is going to win it. Well, it does count on Freddie, but he is going to win that rushing title. That is about the only positive thing we could take out of this year rolling into next year. We have a bona fide running back, number 24, Nick Chubb, in the Pro Bowl with Jarvis Landry. Something special. Who would have thought he would beat Saquon? I know Saquon was hurt, but whatever. And Christian McCaffrey. I wouldn't have called it, but it is what it is. Shout out to Nick Chubb, my guy. Jess said, what's up, Corey from Cali? Hope I didn't miss much. Hope I'm not too late. Well, we're almost done. About 17 minutes left, but I'm glad you're here. We just went over Baker getting booed. We have different spectrums on Freddie staying and leaving. Just good, healthy conversation. I always tell people, when you come on here, listen, you can disagree with me. I don't care. Am I right all the time? No. I'm probably wrong more than I'm right. But I will own it when I'm wrong. And when I'm right, I will mark it down and keep it in my calendar. Because I like it when I'm right. But we talked about Freddie. About 50-50 in the chat on Freddie, I would say, staying and leaving. We talked about Baker getting booed, Cleveland stomping on us, the defensive coordinator giving his ringing endorsement on Freddie Kitchens, playoffs gone, and now we're going to talk about Cincinnati. Good old Cincinnati. This game, how important is it? To me, it's the last game of the year. Jarvis Landry's hurt. Odell Beckham is hurt. And guess what? They may be on punt returns this week, I read. So let me get this straight. Last game of the year. Cracked vertebrae. Sports hernia. Now we're going to put him on punt return. Okay. I mean, hey, it is what it is, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't make much sense to me. But hey, I guess you just want to try it for next year? Doesn't make much sense to me. But I heard they may try him on punt returns. The Bengals are 1-14. They have locked up Joe Burrow if they choose to pick him. They have the number 1 pick. So they are going to throw out every play that they have in their playbook to win on Sunday. You're going to see things that you have never seen, I think. Andy Dalton may do a triple reverse flea flick. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to do everything in their power to win this ball game, to leave our season on a sour note. Some people say if Freddie loses this game, he's gone. I don't think so. I think he at least gets one more year because I don't think Dorsey wants to admit he made a bad hire. That's just what I believe. I mean, after 1 year, you're saying, dang, I messed up. I don't see that coming. That's just what I believe. I could be wrong. Bengals have nothing to lose in this game. I don't know how inspired the Browns are going to come out. Against Arizona, they looked flat. Players said they didn't look like they gave 100%. How invested will they be in this ball game is the question that I have, and I don't have an answer. Chris said, let's put our 2 best returners on punts. Goes to show the potato IQ of Freddie. Kurt says it's important to finish the season with a win. Yes, it is. Corey, you need a call-in show. Robert says, when Nick runs, he gives me a chubby. Curtis says, we have the best running backs in the league when we use them right. Robert says, sit Landry and OBJ and play Higgins. Sit Baker and play Gilbert. No reason to get anyone hurt in the last game means nothing. I don't understand why. Oh, why you have OBJ and Landry back at punt. And that's what they said. They could be totally wrong. So don't quote me. I just read it. They might, at the end of the day, they might not do it. So I don't want to get on here and be like, that was the dumbest thing ever, because it could be just a rumor. You know how people write articles and they could be wrong. So I don't want to be here and y'all be like, oh, what were you talking about? I don't know how true it is. But if it is true, I don't understand it at all. What's the point now? But now Landry's been back there a couple times. Don't get me wrong. He's been back there before. So with him, it's nothing new. But it just came out that he's had a cracked vertebrae all year. All year. Wow. And now put him back there when we've heard that? So we've had 2 of our star receivers hurt all year long. So that could give him a pass to some people. But this game, I'm not that hyped about it. I want us to win. We're out of the playoffs. We can play for pride. I'm not going to wake up one Sunday like, oh my God, let's go. I mean, there's a game the day before that with my college team that I'm going to be way more nervous for and rolling on the ground and running around the house the day before. Just saying. But I think the Bengals are playing for a lot more, and they're going to play. They may play a lot more enthusiastic than our team. I could be wrong. Are they playing for Freddie Kitchens' job? I don't know. Freddie doesn't seem worried. Baker didn't give him the biggest endorsement. He said whatever happens, happens, but it's not all on Freddie Kitchens. So this game is up in the air for me. Who do you think is going to win? Who's your big dog of the game? Let me know in the comment section. Who do you got? Who do you like? Do you pick the Browns at the last week of the year? Dang. Wow. George said, can't wait to see Chubb in Cedartown, his hometown, probably doing football camps. I plan on being there with bells on. I told Santa that for Christmas I want Freddie gone, and Freddie deserves to be shot on sight if the Browns lose to the Bengals. Wow. I do not endorse that one. I just read the comment. I do not endorse violence of any kind. Who's your big dog of the game? Who do you have winning this game? Let me know in the comments. Will the Browns sweep the Bengals, split with the Ravens, and split with the Steelers? or will they split the entire AFC North? Will this be a split show? Will they not sweep anyone? Or will they sweep the Bengals? Chris says at this point they are playing for pride only. Curtis says, I believe in the Browns so much, I bet my friend if the Bengals win, I have to fly. I have to fly his Bengals flag in my truck for a week when we win. When we win, he has to do the same. Big Dog Chubb Browns 31-17. That is belief in your team, my friend. That's the faith I like to see. Drive that flag for a week. Now, let me ask you a question. Are you guys close? Do you guys live around each other? Or do you guys just have to trust your guys' word that you're going to drive around with that flag for a week? Like, if the Browns win, would you see him driving around with that flag? And vice versa. If the Bengals win, will he see you? Or do you guys just got to trust that you guys are going to keep your word that will happen? I'm just curious. I am just curious. Robert says Big Dog is Chubb 24-21. Ben says Browns 24-20. George says, as always, my big dog of the game is Mr. Chubb, and pictures or it didn't happen. Yeah, you need some pictures. I see you. I feel you on that one. I need some pictures. Bengals have played better the last few weeks. I believe it will be a one-possession game either way. Curtis says, yes, live around each other, and I trust him. He's my best friend, and I'm a man of my word for sure. All right. So you guys are men of integrity. I like it. Men of integrity, and we have Instagram these days, so, you will post it. That's what I would say. I want to post. I want to see it. Men of integrity. I want to give you my pick, give you my big dog, and then I want you guys to let me know. You can do it right now. I'm going to go here real quick. How disappointed have you been this season? How disappointing has this season been? From 1 to 10, just put your number in the comments before I give my pick. From 1 to 10, 1, not disappointed at all. 10, your maximum rage of disappointment. In the comment section, let me know how disappointed was this season, whether it's 6-10 or 7-9. How disappointed were you with this season? Put your number in the number. What is a number? Your number in the comment section below. Let me know from 1 to 10. 1, not at all. I'm good. Or 10, maximum rage, super disappointed. 1 to 10, let me know. And my guy Chris is to the maximum rage of rage. I already seen a 20 for him. Clyde says 9.63. Cheryl said 10 plus SMH. Ben says 8. Robert says 8. I'm along the lines with Ben and Robert. I am at an 8. And the reason I'm at an 8 because I'm still numb when it comes to the Browns losing. And so we've lost for so long, after a while, it just numbs my heart. I'm not at a 10 because I didn't predict the Super Bowl, but I'm not at a 5 or a 6 because I thought we'd be in the playoffs. So I'm at an 8 for me. And to see Nick Chubb do what he did, that brought me down from a 9. So I'm at an 8. But there was nothing else that impressed me. George says the only good thing that happened was the Browns was Nick Chubb winning the rushing title this season. So for him, it was a 5. Chris says the back half was set up good for us and we became the easy game for everyone else. Good point. Robert says we could have lost and still looked good. We won and looked bad. And Curtis says 3. I saw it coming. I never expected a Super Bowl. All right. So for this game, Browns versus Bengals, Bengals versus Browns, a battle of Ohio. I'm going with Jarvis Landry. Now, I picked them before the vertebrae, but whatever. He's been doing this all year long. I was going to pick Nick Chubb, but I picked him last week. And when I picked him last week, he didn't have a stellar game. So I felt like I may have jinxed him. So that was part of me not picking him because I want him to have a monster game. And another reason why I picked him, because I think Jarvis is just going to have a great game, last game of the year. It's Baker's safety net on third down. That's who he looks for. Njoku's been benched. Hollywood Higgins is back in Hollywood. We all know Odell is just, it's hit and miss with him. But his safety net is Jarvis Landry. When he throws the ball, look for number 80. He's my big dog. I got 9 catches for 103 yards and a TD. That's my big dog of the game. Jarvis Landry in the game that really doesn't matter. To me, at least. It's just a pride game, but Bengal fans, if they win, they will act like they won the Super Bowl because they already tanked for Burrow, and now they beat us, and they will go crazy on Facebook and Twitter, and oh my God, we won a game, whoa! Oh, shut up. Who cares? That's just how I feel. But that's my big dog of the game, Jarvis Landry. I'm not picking Nick Chubb because I picked him last week. Woo! And he had a bad game. George said that was just so wrong. I don't know if he was talking about the Bengals, but that's just how I feel. And I won't back up off it. And the winner that I have for this game, who am I picking to win this game? I'm telling you, listen, I don't go off faith. I go off confidence. I told you I had no confidence last week with the Ravens. My confidence level was 0. I told y'all to get the speech that Freddie should give Cleveland, but I knew he wouldn't give it. And I said that the Browns were going to lose somewhere from like 38-21, but it was 31-15. I said we were going to lose that game. Beginning of the year, I picked us to win this game. I thought we would be in the playoffs. I thought it would be an easy game. We're not in the playoffs. Bengals are going to come out like they have nothing to lose. Flea flickers, double reverses. Joe Mixon's going to come out like I'm going to run against the world. But I still think we win the game. I really do think we win. Off talent alone, hopefully. Our defense, listen, I don't know what the heck our defense is going to do. I think our offense is going to have to put up points. I do think Nick Chubb and that rushing record, hopefully, dear God, please let Freddie just run the freaking ball. Just run it. Let that man get the rushing title, because if you don't run the ball, and Christian McCaffrey, because Delvin Cook's not playing. He's out for the playoffs. He's out into the playoffs. So we don't have to worry about him. If Christian McCaffrey catches him because you don't run Nick Chubb, I will mail a postcard that you will not like, and then I will mail a letter, and then I will type a letter, and then I will send you something on Instagram. I don't know if you have one, but boy, you will not like what it is if you don't run Nick Chubb. All right? Run the ball. Win this ball game. Keep our defense off the field. You know we're missing everybody on the defensive line. Just run the ball. Time of possession is your friend. Think about it. Hello. Run the ball. You got 2 good running backs. Let's do it. Play action pass. Let's practice for next year. That's what we should do. Just shelve the 5 wide. Put it in the back of the shelf. Lock it. Take the key. Throw it away. Please, for me, run Nick Chubb, run him some more, play action pass, win this ball game. They're going to have to put up some points because I don't trust our defense enough. I just don't do it. I think we win the ball game. I think it's a 1-possession game like a lot of the comments. I think we win around the score of 27-20. Browns win. And I'm still not gleeful when we do, but I'm glad we win the game. I'm not going to jump off the couch because that will be the game before, the day before, when I'm super nervous. But that's what I got. Browns 27-20. My guy LA's in there. He said, not the postcard. Don't hurt him. Chris says, I think the Browns, shout out to you, LA. He says, I think the Browns need to score more than 20. And let's face it, we haven't had many games over 20 more all year. Robert says, If he don't run Chubb, everyone needs to send a postcard to the Browns saying fire Freddie. Hey, man, let's do it. Let's do it as Everything Browns Nation. Let's all send them a postcard. Let's do it as an Everything Browns Nation as a group. We could do it. And George, I heard that all college football players are leaving school early, decided to re-enroll since the Bengals have the first pick. Joe Burrow can't re-enroll. He already graduated, so he is signed, sealed, and delivered. His fate has been sealed. But that's it for me. I will catch you guys next week, and then after that, we'll have to discuss it because it'll be the off season, and we'll have to go from there, but we will talk about that at another time and another place. But I want to thank you guys for jumping on in on your holiday. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Enjoy all your gifts and your gift cards and your food. Spend time with your family, and if you're an Ohio State fan, do everything that you can. Everything you can. Wear your same shirt if you're superstitious, your hat, eat the same food. That's all I gotta say about that. Because we got the win. But other than that, I will see you guys next week. Until then, I'll see you when I see you. Go Cleveland. Beat the Bengals, please. I don't want to lose my mind next week. All right. Peace.